Hello everybody, Lady Yasumi here, and welcome back for another book review. As you can see, today is a very special book review. Today we will be reviewing The Savior's Champion by Jenna Moreci. I unfortunately don't have a physical copy of the book, so we're just using a picture from the internet. And the reason I don't have a physical copy is because they aren't out yet. This book is only for pre-sale. Disclaimer, I was given an arc of this book in return for an honest review, and that is what we're going to do today. This story takes place in the realm of Thesson, which very much encompasses a very fantasy-esque world like ancient Rome, ancient Greece, hence what I look like today. I dug this out of my closet. Yeah. Old Halloween costume. Found use for it. Excellent. Let's keep going, shall we? At this point in time, Thesson is currently ruled by the Sovereign, who is the Savior's father. The Savior is technically Thesson's holy queen, however, she only just came of age, and there is about to be a tournament held in her honor to try and find her a husband in which 20 men are going to compete for her hand in marriage. This is where the main character comes in. Tobias Kaya, even though he doesn't really care about marrying the Savior, his family is kind of in need for the money, so he winds up entering the tournament, where he's competing against 19 other slabs of beautiful man meat. Besides the other men that he's actually competing against, there are also challenges in this tournament, and every step of the way is life or death. Besides all that, to make matters worse, Tobias finds himself in an unexpected romance. Not only is Tobias fighting for his life, found love in all the wrong places, but he's also competing for another woman's hand in marriage. So there you have it, that's the basics of what this book is about. Now that we've got that straightened away, I'm going to be doing my review a little bit different this time. It's going to be a little shorter than usual because I don't plan to have any spoilers whatsoever because the book isn't out yet and I just don't want to do a spoiler-filled review, so we're going to keep it clean, no spoilers. I'm going to pick a few things that I absolutely loved about The Savior's Champion, and well, to start off, let's start with all the things I didn't like about The Savior's Champion, which was nothing. There was nothing in this book that I did not like. And I know what you're saying. I know. No book is perfect, and I'm sure that's true. You might find a flaw that you didn't like or an aspect that you didn't like, but personally for me, I loved the whole damn thing. Now that we got that out of the way, let me go ahead and pick out the things that I absolutely loved about this book, because I'm not going to talk about them all. It's just too many. Let's start with the characters. First of all, there is a huge cast of characters in this. I mean, we're talking about the 20 men that are in the tournament themselves. The Savior, the Savior's court, the Sovereign, which is her father. There's a bunch of different characters. I'm not going to talk about them all. I'm not going to hash them out one by one, but I will tell you my favorites. And of course, let's start with the main character, Tobias. I love Tobias. Tobias is sweet and he's kind and he thinks of everybody else but himself, usually. And he has a sense of honor and duty about him that I just fell in love with. He has all these wonderful, beautiful morals about him, and I absolutely love that. The next character we're going to talk about is Layla. Layla is a feisty little thing. I love her for that. Aside from her feistiness and her rock-hard exterior that she shows to people, she's actually very kind and very loving, but she does have some trust issues. She's not afraid to speak her opinion. It's one of my favorite things about her. She'll just kind of tell it how it is. Next, we're going to talk about Flynn. Flynn is one of the other competitors. He's handsome, but he's very arrogant, and he's very all about himself. He's so confident, in fact, that when he talks about himself, he's the winner. I'm going to win this tournament. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I am the best person here to do it. And as annoying as that is, there are points in the book where I feel bad for Flynn. I think behind all his pride and confidence, there's a vulnerability there, and he hides behind that. Like, what we see is like the mask that he hides behind. So he had one of those personalities that it was like a love-hate relationship. Like, there were moments where you didn't like him, and then there were moments where you actually did like him. he does have his redeeming qualities. I love the last three characters that I talked about, but my absolute most favorite character of everybody was Delphi. She is a part of the Savior's court. She's sexy, she's flirty, she's extremely observant, she's confident. There's just, everything about Delphi. I love that she's so in tune with her sexuality and that she's very confident in who she is and how she is. And I love that confidence. It's extremely uplifting. Absolutely love Delphi. She's my favorite. She's my favorite. Next, we're going to talk about somebody I hated. I'm looking at you, Kaleo. May Zeus send a lightning bolt down to strike you dead. I hated Kaleo. We're talking about the girl that loves every bad guy, no matter how shitty he is to people. I don't know why I've always had a thing for the bad guys. I just did. But not Kaleo. I thought I would. Not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna absolutely love Kaleo because I'm a weird. I didn't. Not at all. There were moments where Kaleo made me rage. Kaleo has a way with words. He's very well mannered. He can deliver an insult or a threat to you while being like cool toned and calm and collected. It's like he doesn't rise to the occasion. You don't get in his face and get him to go, "Arr!" He's not like that. He's like, "Excuse me, sir." Smash. And you're dead. That's what Kaleo is like. He knows how to choose his words in a way that will make other people rage and furious. He digs at people and pulls their strings. He's like a puppeteer. He's conniving, he's manipulative, he's a murderer. No second thoughts to what he does. He'll just do it. And sometimes he'll just do it for the fun of it. I hate you, Kaleo. Go to hell. That was only 5 characters out of this entire cast, but if you can't tell, each and every one of them had distinct personalities. There was no one in the book who was one-dimensional. There was at least one person in there that you're going to be able to identify with. That's one of the biggest reasons the characters is the top of my list for the things that I loved about this book. Alright, on to the next thing that I loved. The pace. You ever read a book where you get to the end of the chapter and you're kind of like, okay, I'll read it tomorrow. Just like that. There's no second thought. It's not like, oh man, I got work in 3 hours. I hate to put it down, but I got to. No. There's books out there that you read and you get to the end of the chapter and you're like, okay, I'm done. And then you might get back to it tomorrow or the next day or a year. This is not one of those books. You get to the end of the chapter and you're going, I can't go to sleep yet. I need to know what happens now. Jenna has made sure that the action keeps coming and coming. Even when it seems like you're at a slow pace, there's a twist. And you're drawn back in. And you just need to find out what happens on the next page, or the next chapter, or the end of the story. Because you'll just keep going and going until you're finished. It is fast-paced, but not so much so that you can't, absorb all of the information. You totally can. I don't hate books that you can just put down, set aside, and go back to in a year. I've done that. I've gone back to books in a year. They weren't horrible books, but I do like a plotline that does make me want to turn the page. Isn't that the point? To want to make your reader turn the page? Well, you've done it, Jenna. You did a great job. The next thing we're going to talk about is the challenges. Every time one of the challenges come up in the book, you can't help but sit there and go, oh God, who's going to die? Is anyone going to die? I hope it's not such and such. Because you're always going to have somebody that you're like, oh my God, I hope it's not this person, I hope it's not this person. There are a couple of points where maybe you can predict who may die or get seriously injured or whatnot. But for the most part, forget what you think you know. You don't know. You really just don't know. A lot of the challenges had my heart up here and it had me just flipping through the page. I had to get to the end of the challenge. Minimum. If I had to sleep because I was, had work in 3 hours, I would minimum have to get past that challenge because I just needed to know, was someone going to die? And if so, who was it going to be? Finally, we're going to talk about the very last thing that I think is super important for all books out there that Jenna achieved in many different forms, and that's the feels. Right here. Right here, or right here sometimes, because nervousness. The feels in this book were off the charts, at least for me. I cannot tell you how many times I cried. Sometimes my crying was happy, but most times it was usually sad. If making me cry could have been a negative of this book, that would have been the negative, because I cried, and I cried often. The next feeling that I got while reading this book is anger, but not just any kind of anger. Like, at the edge of my seat, I want to jump up and hit something kind of anger. I never get this worked up. So the fact that Jenna could turn me into a very angry person that wanted to hit a wall, it's a great job. It's a great job, well done. And finally, we're going to talk about anticipation. You know that feeling you get deep in your gut when your OTP are about to kiss, and the moment seems to be dragging on forever and a day, and it's never going to happen? You get that. You get it on more than one occasion. Your guts are rolling, and you're squirming, and you're kicking your feet, and you're getting like, oh my god, oh my god. That's another kind of feeling I got during TSC. Oh my god. And I'm not even joking. I was lying on the couch, reading the book, and kicking my feet during certain scenes. I don't know if that makes me crazy, but I did it. This topped my list of things that I wanted to talk about today because I feel that every book should give you feelings. It doesn't have to be all of them, it can just be one of them, but I feel like it's extremely important that when you connect to a book so much that you feel, you cry, you get angry, you get giddy and happy. And I think those things are extremely important and just goes to show the talent in the writing. A really well-written book will make you feel this way. And Jenna kicked that out of the park completely. That completes all of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you've made it to the end of this video, that's good, because I think I forgot to mention that this book is not PG. There is the mention of genitals, there is blood, there is gore, there is murder. It's not PG. Anyway guys, I absolutely loved The Savior's Champion. It has made its way to my list of favorite books. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown of the things that I liked about TSC. I absolutely recommend that you go check it out. I'm going to have all links down below to Jenna's website, Jenna's blog, and where you can pre-order the book or buy the book depending on when you're watching this video. If you have already read an arc of this book, comment down below if you watched this video. Tell me about your favorite things that you enjoyed about the book, or if you agreed with any of the things that I liked about the book. Let's have a conversation in the comments, shall we? Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Until the next one, bye! This dress has pooped glitter all over my floor. Yay! I have a mess to clean up now.